Daniel Hemrick has never won an Xfinity Series race. Could it happen today in this, the cutoff race of the playoffs? On his inside, one of the winningest drivers this year, Christopher Bell. Green flag, racing at Dover.
See, Justin Allgaier, he was on the bottom of the racetrack. He jumped up to the outside, thinking that was going to be the way to go, and it was not. Christopher Bell took the lead on the bottom.
Steals the lead away from Daniel Hemrick as they dove into turn number 1. And now they're spread out.
Oh, there's already contact with the wall right there. The 3, I believe it is.
Yeah, Shane Lee was in the wall. Tyler Reddick was underneath him. Don't know if there was contact.
And Ross Chastain, a little wiggle there as he went through the turn. And again, Ross Chastain trying to stay within the limits of his abilities and what he thinks his car is going to be able to do for him today.
Well, he's proven his abilities. When he drove that 42 car, it was instantly a race-winning car. I think that gives him confidence, right, Jeff, when he gets back in this 4, to not push too hard. He had a chance to show the world what he could do in top-notch equipment. He did that. Now go back to the team that gave him that opportunity by overachieving in this 4.
Christopher Bell out front, Daniel Hemrick running second. The 3 of Shane Lee, though, look at this, getting out of the groove and kissing the wall there.
Just pushing a little bit too hard, in the throttle too much, got high. Now Daniel Hemrick, his goal right here is to get that left front fender, find some clean air. It's so hard to do. You can see Christopher Bell is just not going to make it easy on him. He's going to hug that black. That's the asphalt. Just get those left side tires right on that asphalt. Don't give Daniel anywhere to go. That's the move right there. Just take away that preferred lane. These guys watched the race last week from the Roval, and they know how 1 point can matter. So Brandon Jones has got to do all he can to keep these guys behind him, because if one guy gets underneath him, it might be 2 or 3. Look at them all stacked up behind him.
That's Spencer Gallagher in the 23, not currently in the playoffs. But if he does take that position away from Brandon Jones, that's a point that he's literally taking away from Brandon Jones in his quest to advance into the second round. There's the gap between 1 and 2 as they come up on 1 lap to go. Christopher Bell, a sizable lead over Daniel Hemrick right now. And 1 more to go in stage 1 for C. Bell, the rookie. You see the rookie stripe on the back bumper. A rookie that has performed like a veteran this year. 5 wins already on the season. And Christopher Bell, the only secured driver into the second round because of his win in the first round. He's going to win stage 1, the 6th stage win. Brandon Jones trying to hold off Spencer Gallagher. He will. Gallagher finishing in 5th in stage 1 as they continue to populate all the way down. Austin Cindric getting those playoff points, or the stage points, excuse me. But Christopher Bell wins stage number 1. And Daniel Hemrick, he's going to have to start thinking about a different line, because that's where he started the race and got beat at the start of the race, and now on the restart he gets beat now by Justin Allgaier.
I thought it was the right thing to do at the start of the race. It didn't work out. Then I thought, well, this time maybe the track's a little more rubbered up. It'll be okay on the outside, and he got beaten again. So 2 starts rather, and giving up the lead both times.
Now Christopher Bell, he's trying to fight back what he lost on pit road.
And we saw that pit stop from Brandon Jones. He lost a ton. That was huge for him.
Could have been worse, though, Jeff. That could have been a penalty for an uncontrolled tire if that tire would have bounced away on the right-hand side as he goes up the racetrack and loses 2 more. But the way the rule reads, you have to control the tire to the left half of the pit box. Once it gets over there, it just needs to stay on the left side. So it bounced away, but it only bounced away 4 or 5 feet, and because it was on the left hand of the car, no penalty. Fortunate break. Think of it, it bounced off pit wall and went back across pit road. He would have been all the way at the back.
But all the way back to 15th. I mean, they were running 4th, now all the way back to 15th. That's That's a lot of ground to make up.
Ryan Reed is the first of the playoff drivers that's outside of the lead lap cars. He's currently running 20th, but a lap down. 19 cars on the lead lap. Back there in 15th is Brandon Jones. Ryan Truex running in 13th. Ross Chastain is 12th, maintaining that spot that he said he had to, anywhere from 10th to 15th.
So I'm going to take a shot at Jeff here because he says it every week, but it's for good reason. Restarts, Jeff. You've got to get those spots on restarts because as we see Chastain right there underneath Tifft, not a lot of room. We got a little nervous there. Truex follows him through. You know, just not a lot of movement after the restart. Everyone settles in, and they're just so protective of that bottom lane.
And pit road is closed. 2 laps to go as Austin Cindric currently running in the 6th spot. Marty?
And it looks right now like he will finish in that 6th position. He might be able to get 5th, but running out of time with just 2 to go. That would be 8 stage points. Remember, he came in 9 below the cut line. They have preached to him all weekend long. Stage points, stage points, stage points. He'll get 8 in these first 2 stages if he hangs on. That's big.
Very big. Cindric coming in was 9 points behind Ross Chastain. And again, these stage points add up, giving him a great opportunity.
Nice work, bud. Nice work.
To advance into the 2nd round. But stage 2 winner, Daniel Hemrick, gaining a playoff point as well as 10 points for this race. Again, the 4 with the lowest amount of points at the end of this race are eliminated from the playoff. Coming up on 29 laps to go. Brandon Jones on the outside. Christopher Bell on the inside.
And Brandon Jones got as good of a launch as you could expect to get on old tires.
Middle of the racetrack. He's going to lose the lead. Here comes Cole Custer. He's going to take 2nd away. Spencer Gallagher, maybe a little bump there to get the 19 going, but here comes Ryan Preece in the 18. He's going to take the spot away as well.
Spencer Gallagher, his nerves are at high right now. He just doesn't have anywhere to go. He's stuck behind Brandon Jones. All these cars are lined up on the bottom. He's going to have to remain calm here, though. He cannot push too hard and cause that wreck you were talking about, Steve.
And Austin Cindric in the middle of this mess, that white number 22. He's trying to race, but at the same time, not too aggressively, right? Needs to keep this thing going straight.
Daniel Hemrick, you see him diving around, trying to find a spot in the 21, trying to move by that 1 of Elliott Sadler. Again, Elliott Sadler in the 1, we mentioned he's not safe. Elliott Sadler currently just 16 points above the cut line, and he needs to get a good finish here if he wants to advance and hopefully have a shot at winning his first championship in the Xfinity Series in his last season.
And you can see the 1 car. He lifted early getting into turn 1. John overdrove the entry, and that gave that spot to the 1 car. That's a relief right there. That's what he needed. He did not like the 21 right up underneath him while he was underneath the 42. Now he's in a much, much safer position.
6 points separate the 2 and the 4. That means the 2 has to come back or the 4 has to advance those 6 positions to change hands. Currently out of the playoff picture will be the 4, the 19, the 11, and the 16. 25 laps to go.
And Ross Chastain has passed all of the lap down cars. He's now to the back of cars that are going to count for points as he squeezes up in front of the 39. The 2 of Matt Tifft right in front of him. That's a point.
And it'd be a 2-point swing right there because he would take a spot away from Tifft and gain 1 on himself. So that'd be 4 then that would separate the 2.
Oh, the old double bonus.
Yes.
Yes.
And they've been keeping the 2 driver, Matt Tifft, very aware of where the points are as he tries to work by cars to gain points. He knows that drivers around him are trying to take them away.
And I think Ross Chastain understands his position, which is, you know what? It's just pressure. Even if I can't do anything else, pressure, pressure, pressure. Force these drivers to beat him.
This is a difficult pass, driving underneath the 60 of Briscoe. Your car gets really loose. Chastain making him loose with the rear bumper. Oh!
Up the racetrack, he catches the 60. Into the wall he goes. Caution comes out.
Just hold your line here. Hold your line. Stay straight.
An aggressive move by a driver who's trying to continue his playoff hopes.
coming up on 10 laps to go.
And Jeff, as you mentioned, Chastain seemed to be maybe a little aggressive, but now he's settled in. And as he settles in, he has run Michael Annett back down. Currently 0.3 of a second behind him. Elliott Sadler in front of him. So a little overdriving, gathering himself, making that final charge, 10 to go.
Again, Ross Chastain will have the tiebreaker because that would be his second place finish at Richmond. It's the best finish of the round between the two that are tied.
Here's Tifft underneath his teammate. Going to take that spot.
Gets another spot, another point. Takes it away from Shane Lee.
Matt Tift's patience here. I'm impressed with the patience. I didn't know if that was going to work, but his patience has turned out to be the smartest thing he could do.
Well, Ross Chastain has done it. He said, I can't follow in line. I'm going to move up. He runs the top of the racetrack. Big run on the 5 of Michael Annett. If this will work a couple corners in a row, there are 4 positions in front of Chastain. Can he put together some of the best laps of his career? That's what he's going to need to get by these cars. Didn't work as well in 1 and 2.
Yeah, and if he can make it work, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Tifft because Tift's not really behind anybody. He's pretty far back the 9-car Reddick. See how far back he is? He's got a ton of work to do to get to anybody else to pass, where Chastain has a lot of spots right in front.
Yeah, currently up front, Christopher Bell leads Cole Custer by a half a second. Not much of a change there.
All eyes right now, Ross Chastain. And what can he do? He has to pass 3 cars. Saw a car making its way into the garage.
I liked it better when he was running the top of 3 and 4. He just can't seem to make any ground on the bottom. I like the bottom of 1 and 2, the top of 3 and 4.
6 laps to go. And the positions get further and further away for Ross Chastain as the laps continue to dwindle down.
You see the 19 car, he's getting a lot of pressure from Hemrick, but how about that 19 car on 2 tires? He's hung in there pretty well, still in 6th place.
Doing a wonderful job, and I think Cindric right here needs to ask himself, does he want to get into battle with a 21?
No.
Currently 3 to the good.
Listen in to Matt Tifft and their radio.
That's 3, so he's got to pass 3. The 4's got to pass 3 of them. Yeah, he might. You never know. He's going to get this 5.
All right, 4 laps to go. They think he might get the 5 of Annett. He's there at the back bumper.
Yeah, I agree. He might get the 5. Elliott Sadler's kind of got away a little bit.
Tifft might get the 9, though.
I like this line right here for Ross Chastain at this end of the racetrack. He gives some speed up on entry, but look how good he gets off on the corner exit. A lot of speed down the exit of the...
But now just 3 laps to go. 3 laps, 3 positions. He'd have to get at least a spot a lap unless someone has a problem in front of him.
Got a big run down the back straight.
Working the high line. Annett running strong down at the bottom, though. 2 laps to go. Austin Cindric, Matt Tifft right now 3 points ahead of the 4 of Ross Chastain.
This right here is the race leader. The 20 of Christopher Bell takes a white flag.
That's 1 lap to go. And Christopher Bell looking for his 6th win of 2018. And as a rookie, this will be the most wins ever in a season by a rookie. Christopher Bell coming out of turn 4. He will win at the Monster Mile.
Awesome car, guys. Awesome car. Thank you.
And the playoff picture will end for Ross Chastain. Brandon Jones, Ryan Truex, and Ryan Reed all below the cutoff line when the checkered flag flew.
I'm not sure what I got hit with, but it felt kind of good. And that's even better. So you bypass the Biff, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards as a rookie in this series. That's pretty special, but getting the 20 back into victory lane in the playoffs, what does that mean to you?
means the world to me, man. To be able to have the season that we've had, it's just, it's been a career year for me, and you know, it's all credit to everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing and my crew chief, Jason Ratcliffe, everyone that works back at the shop to put these Camrys together. We have really fast race cars every time we go to the racetrack, and all of our partners deserve it. Everyone that's on these race cars. Today we had Ream on the car. Other weeks we've had Rude, GameStop, everyone that makes this thing happen. I'm just really thankful to be a part of it and to drive for those companies.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.